inside an old raincoat, old bones inside of old shoes, old friends from the hotel come by to wish me well and keep me up to date on all the old news. Sometimes I buy me a whiskey and fall asleep in my chair, and I dream that I'm a man much younger than I am. I'll bet you think by now that I wouldn't care, but I love life. I'd like to do it again, though I might not be much more than I've ever been. Just to have the chance to turn back the hands and make my life begin. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I'd like to do it again. It's time for taking it easy. It's time for taking it slow. Old bones don't move so fast like they did once in the past. Now if I have to run, I simply don't go. But I love life. I'd like to do it again, though I might not be much more than I've ever been. Just to have the chance to turn back the hands and make my life begin. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I'd like to do it again. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I'd like to do it again. That's a good song. Let me tell you what happened when I made that movie, Going in Style, with Art Conning and Lee Strasberg. We had this very good director. Good movie. We had this young... Thank you. I enjoyed it. I love that movie. We had this young director, Martin Brest, who was very good. And the first couple of days, you sit around the table and you just read the script. And we had this young actor with us. He was a method actor. He needed a motivation for everything he did. He wouldn't move unless he knew why he was moving. And there was a scene where he had to go to the bathroom. And he said to Martin Brest, he said, "Why am I going to the bathroom?" Martin Brest says, "For the same reason that everybody goes to the bathroom." He says, "I know that. I want to know why." Martin Brest says, "Why? Maybe you had breakfast before you did the scene." He says, "Well, did I have a big breakfast or did I have a small breakfast?" And Martin Brest just stared at him. He said, "What difference would that make?" He says, "I want to know how long to stay in the bathroom." Martin Brest says, "You don't have to worry about it. You're not going to use the bathroom." He says, "Why am I not going to use the bathroom?" Martin says, "You won't be able to get in because the actor who's taking your place will be in there." That was the end of the method actor. From then on, I didn't take any chances. Whenever Martin Brest looked at me, I went to the bathroom. And we shot the picture in New York in the summertime. And one Saturday, I was having lunch at the Friars Club with Henny Youngman and Lawrence Welk. I took a look at the three of us. We didn't look like the Bee Gees. We looked like we belonged on that show, That's Incredible. And then Rudy Valet came over and joined us. That didn't help our rating any. And I said, "Fellas, we're in the wrong end of show business. The kids nowadays have got it made." with their records and their albums and their concerts. They're making a fortune. Every Sunday they give a concert in Central Park, and they work to 50 and 60,000 people. We ought to go there tomorrow. We might learn something. Maybe some of that young talent will rub off on us, and maybe some of what we've got might rub off on them. That is, if it doesn't drop off before we get there. I finally convinced them, and the next day the four of us met in Central Park. And not to look conspicuous, we wore tight jeans, dirty white sneakers, and our shirts open to here with big gold chains hanging down our necks. When we got to the concerts and again, the kids took a look at us. It's the first time we ever got a laugh without saying anything. We didn't belong at a concert. We didn't belong in Central Park. The park looked beautiful with all those flowers. The four of us looked like we hadn't been watered in 60 years. And then we thought they might ask us to entertain, so Henny Youngman brought along his violin, Lawrence Welk brought his accordion, and Rudy Valley brought a megaphone and an orchestration of Vagabond Lover that was arranged for him by John Philip Sousa's father. And with that open shirt, I didn't want to catch colds. I wore my buckskin vest that Daniel Boone gave me for my bar mitzvah. But you never saw such an audience. They screamed and they hollered and they whistled and they cheered. They stood on chairs. They danced up and down the aisles. This went on for 2.5 hours. Then the concert started. When we left, we were pretty tired, so we sat down on the grass. That took about 20 minutes. Rudy Valley never made it. His jeans were too tight. And at the concert, some of the kids were smoking grass, so I thought I'd try it. I pulled out a handful of grass and pushed it into my holder, and it was nothing. But the fertilizer was murder. And then Henny Youngman started to play the violin, and Lawrence Welk played the accordion, and Valley and myself started to harmonize. And the four of us were really swinging. We were right in the middle of the second chorus of Dardanella when the police came. And one cop says, "What's going on here? What have you guys been drinking?" I said, "Prune juice on the rocks." He says, "You better break it up and get out of here before it gets dark." I says, "Officer, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It doesn't get dark until 8. We've still got 4 hours. He says, "By the looks of this group, it'll take you that long to get out of here." We broke it up, but the cop was wrong. Took us longer. We had to go back. We forgot Lawrence Welk. He couldn't get up. His gold chain got stuck in the zipper. Here's a couple of songs.